Some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club.
Is a human being. She bleeds, she breathes, and one day she'll expire. And if you feel like there's something you need to say to anyone, I feel like you should say it.
Every time you achieve something really incredible, it's almost like the industry looks at it as a fluke. Like, that was like some one-time thing. You gotta negotiate and fight tooth and nail to get what you made the last time. Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary.
Looks like Ice Cube is spilling the beans on the dark side of the entertainment industry. And get this, it seems Oprah is involved in this dark side, and she has allegedly been blacklisting anyone who dares to expose her. So, what exactly did Cube say? In 2023, Ice Cube uploaded a clip from his podcast on social media claiming that he is not a part of the Insider Club that has most of the hotshots at its beck and call. Cube then went on to reveal that his audience is also not part of the club. You see, all the celebs that are part of the industry elites also propagate the illicit agenda to their audiences. Therefore, they naturally make them part of this rumored club. Now, you might be wondering, what is the deal with this club? Well, Ice Cube cracked the code on the industry elites. He explained that even though the club wants all the influential figures to be under them, they get pissed off when the big fish, such as Cube himself, refuses to obey. Well, the so-called secret society has a monumental influence on its members' lives, one of them allegedly being Jamie Foxx. And the word on the street is that Jamie has been on their hit list for quite some time. Looks like the industry is loyal to no one but itself. According to ICE, all the celebs have to face this club one or more times in their career. You see, what people don't realize is that the gatekeepers are responsible for much more than keeping the existence of this club out of the public's eyes. So it is not out of the realm of possibility that Jamie's 2023 medical emergency was somehow related to the Hollywood elites. You might already know that Jamie Foxx was filming his film Back in Action with Cameron Diaz prior to the death scare. But the film production was riddled with problems because of the main lead. The Sun reported that Jamie had thrown a strop over the production that has led to 4 people being sacked. A source also said, there have been some issues on set, and Jamie has had a major meltdown over it all. He demanded the problems be sorted immediately and sacked 4 of the production staff, as if that would magically improve the situation. Moreover, Page 6 reported that the Ray star is believed to have thrown a tantrum and fired an executive producer, 2 directors, and his driver. Due to all the difficulties of filming and production stress, Jamie quickly fell ill with no explanation from his team or his family.
Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
In any case, it seems Foxx might have gotten the medical emergency because he had forgotten he was indebted to Oprah and her fellow elites. You see, she once saved his career, albeit in the most shady way. In 2005, Foxx was riding high from the critical acclaim he garnered for his performance as Ray Charles in the musical biopic Ray, a role for which he would eventually win the Academy Award for Best Actor. But his celebrating had turned into non-stop partying. Winfrey took notice of this and called him up out of the blue. While the actor thought her involvement was because she wanted better for him, it turns out she had her own plans all along. She said, "You're blowing it," Foxx recalled, "because we were just out hanging. We weren't taking the moment seriously." She said, "I want to take you somewhere so you can understand the significance of what you're doing." Winfrey took Foxx to the home of record producer Quincy Jones, where an impromptu intervention had been set up. Doing an uncanny impersonation of Jones, Foxx remembers being told, "You've done a great job on Ray, but you've effed everything else up now. You gotta buckle down, baby." He continued, "Oprah says, 'Now, are you ready to meet the person that I've brought you here to talk with?' And it was Sidney Poitier. He says, 'I saw you one time. You were at a party. Do you remember that?' I was like, 'Yes.' Tears. And he says, 'When I watched your performance, it made me grow artistically 2 inches, and I give something to you.' While this interaction might not be considered the least bit weird with any other person, the fact that it was coming from Jones seems to have sent chills down Foxx's spine, and I'll tell you why. If you have even a tiny bit of interest in Hollywood, you must know Quincy Jones. He is a legendary producer, musician, songwriter, and so on. Thus, he is also given the title of the Black Godfather of the industry. Quincy Jones has produced for an impressive list of notable artists during his career, but this is not the only reason he has been hitting the headlines. For decades, Quincy's sexuality has always been a topic of great buzz on the internet.
Let me tell you something. That means Quincy's gay. Quincy might be on, and let me tell you why I think this.
It has always been speculated that Quincy Jones forced men into gay relationships in exchange for making them famous and big in Hollywood. As scandalous as it sounds, the list of Quincy's hookups seems to be unlimited. But two of the names from Quincy Jones's flings history have always been the most discussed. These are none other than Tupac and Will Smith. It's been long rumored that Jones forced them into sleeping with him. This undefined relationship with Quincy affected them quite a lot as he tried to turn them gay like him.
Oh man, look what type of nigga you is. You gonna let these little geek white boys feel on you like that?
While it is easy to doubt that Oprah might have been responsible for Quincy picking a liking to Foxx, this is actually not the first time the television host has reportedly enabled SA by the hands of someone close to her. A while back, a British actress alleged that Oprah had allegedly been involved in Harvey Weinstein taking advantage of her. British actress Katie Noble said she was head over heels impressed when she first met Weinstein at an event in London because he was hanging out with model Campbell and had megastar Oprah swinging off his arm. "I thought obviously this man has something amazing in store for me," she said during a teary-eyed press conference in Manhattan to discuss the lawsuit she filed against Weinstein in Manhattan federal court. After meeting Weinstein in London, Noble said she thought nothing of bringing her showreel to his hotel room when she saw him again in Cannes in February 2014. Once inside the hotel room, however, he didn't seem that interested in my showreel, Noble said. Instead, he began touching her while discussing hooking her up with a modeling agency in London. In any case, another celebrity who has called Oprah out is Taraji P. Henson. The drama unfolded during a press tour, where Henson, embodying the character of Shug Avery in the Color Purple film, laid bare the harsh truths of her Hollywood journey. The revelation that sent shockwaves through Tinseltown came when she made a teary-eyed appearance on Gayle King's Sirius XM show. "It seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it comes time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again. I'm tired," she said through tears, adding that to add insult to injury, 50% of her salary goes to taxes and 30% goes to her team, usually agents and managers. Anyway, the plot thickened as Henson went beyond the paycheck predicament. Surprisingly, the seasoned actress found herself auditioning for the role of Shug Avery, despite the director, Blitz Bazawule, having her in mind for the part. It was a bitter pill for an Oscar-nominated talent to swallow, an indignity that cut deep into the very fabric of her years-long battle to secure her deserved place in the industry. For Henson, the audition debacle was more than a minor setback. It was symbolic of her enduring struggle to climb the Hollywood ladder. Despite accolades for her roles in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Emmy nominations for her powerhouse performance as Cookie in Empire, and the acclaimed turn in Hidden Figures, Henson contends that she, along with other Black actresses, remains tethered to a lower rung, deprived of the prestige and financial rewards showered upon counterparts in similar positions. The red carpet may have been rolled out for Halle Berry's historic 2002 Oscar win for Monsters Ball, but it appears that success for Black actresses is often relegated to supporting roles. Henson's omission from the lead actress category for her starring role in Hidden Figures remains a festering wound, a testament to the systemic challenges that persist. In a candid moment, Henson bared her frustrations, challenging the industry's complacency. "I've been getting paid and I've been fighting tooth and nail every project to get that same freaking quote. And it's a slap in the face when people go, 'Oh girl, you work all the time. You always working.' Well, goddamn it, I have to. It's not because I wish I could do 2 movies a year and that's that. I have to work because the math ain't mathing. And I have bills," she vents with some tears. "Listen, I've been doing this for 2 decades and sometimes I get tired of fighting because I know what I do is bigger than me. I know that the legacy I leave will affect somebody coming up behind me. My prayer is that I don't want these Black girls to have the same fights that me and Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, we out here thugging it out," Henson said.
To walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am.
Color Purple director Blitz Bazawule added fuel to the fire by supporting Henson's claims of injustice. According to Bazawule, the casting process for the film, despite featuring award-winning actors and Broadway veterans, demanded auditions. "Knowing how hard they fought to not have you all here and knowing how hard we had to fight to ensure that," he said, looking at Henson and Color Purple actor Danielle Brooks. "The fact that each one of you, every single one of you, had to audition for this role, roles that were second nature for you, roles that no one should even question." At a recent career retrospective hosted by the SAG-AFTRA Foundation, Henson expanded her thoughts and revealed that the pay issue nearly led to her not starring in The Color Purple. "I'm really tired of black women having the same story," she said.
Every time you achieve something really incredible, it's almost like the industry looks at it as a fluke. Like, that was like some one-time thing. You fall back to the bottom and you gotta negotiate and fight tooth and nail to get what you made the last time. Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary.
She then went on to speak about how her activism would benefit the female black actors that come after her.
Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this?
In any case, the fact that Henson had chosen promotions for The Color Purple to air out these issues had those watching convinced it was a pointed complaint towards the film's producers, particularly Winfrey. The controversy went further when TikTok users began nitpicking 2 videos from a press event to promote The Color Purple. While analyzing the 2 women's body language, TikTokers became convinced Henson and Winfrey did not get along and that the Shug Avery actress looked gloomy and uncomfortable around her producer.
You see how she looked at Taraji and quickly looks away. And I look at Taraji, look at her legs. She locks it away from Oprah, looking up, fluttering her eye, trying to hold back tears.
This TikToker also questioned why Henson was the only actress Winfrey didn't touch.
Oprah is all closed up. She's not even trying to open up, and it was closing in on Oprah. Oprah pulls out, trying to find an escape, goes right behind Gandalf Brooks. I look at Taraji's face. She's just like not having it.
Following this, Taraji quickly did some damage control. She went on her Instagram where she posted a picture with Oprah, followed by a long caption stating, "It is so important for black women and all women of color to support each other. It is also imperative to have women of color in decision-making positions across all industries. Thank you for responding to my message with the compassion, understanding, and support that I've received. With that being said, Miss Oprah has been nothing less than a steady and solid beacon of light to all of the cast of The Color Purple. She has provided encouragement, guidance, and unwavering support to us all. She told me personally to reach out to her for anything I needed, and I did. It took one call, one conversation, and one decision-making black woman to make me feel heard. Thank you, Miss Oprah, for all that you do." Now, Taraji's complaints feel a lot similar to what Monique went through a couple of years ago. In fact, one fan mentioned the connection, saying, "Keep in mind Monique being blackballed stems from her refusing to promote Precious overseas and during award season. Oprah, Tyler, and Lee weren't having it. So when we don't see Taraji work for a while and stories of her being difficult to work with comes out, we know from who and why." Monique's comments came in May 2017 during an appearance at the Apollo Theater in Los Angeles, several years after she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in 2009 movie Precious. After that win, Monique claimed she felt the entertainment industry had given her a raw deal, including passing her up on jobs, and that Daniels, who directed Precious, later told her that she'd been blackballed after she refused to campaign for the movie during parts of the 2010 awards season. She did that because she felt she was not being fairly treated by being asked to promote the show overseas without being compensated. In fact, she told The Hollywood Reporter in 2015.
And that's when he said, "Mama, you've been blackballed." And I said, "Well, why have I been blackballed?" And he said, "Because you didn't play the game." And I said, "What game is that?" And he was never able to answer that question.
In the 2017 Apollo Theater performance, Monique also accused Oprah and Tyler Perry of having a role in the blackballing. She told the audience in an expletive-ridden monologue, "I was not blackballed, I was whiteballed. Thank you, Mr. Lee Daniels. Thank you, Mr. Tyler Perry. Thank you, Miss Oprah Winfrey." Now you would think this is the only time that Oprah has let down Monique, but shockingly, the answer is no. In 2009, when Precious was released, Monique and Oprah were close friends, with a large part of their bond being that both were SA'd by family members growing up. However, it was Oprah's encounter with that family member that turned their friendship sour. Oprah called Monique to ask her to be on the show, telling her that her brother, the one that Monique accused of SA, contacted Oprah and wanted to be on the show. She was reaching out to Monique to see how she felt about it, telling her that she wouldn't have the brother on the show without Monique's approval. Monique gave her blessing for her brother to be on Oprah's show, but made it clear that she wanted no part of it. However, when Monique's brother appeared on the Oprah show, he was accompanied by both of their parents. Oprah never said that her parents were coming, just the brother. That made Monique angry because she felt Oprah had gone behind her back and booked her mother too, knowing that the two had not spoken to each other in quite some time. Because of their appearance on The Oprah Show, Monique blames Oprah, at least in part, for causing even more damage to her relationship with her family. After the show aired, Oprah called Monique to talk about it. While she told Oprah that she never would have approved of her mother being on the show, she did admit that she had a lot more to say about how that episode and the way it was handled made her feel. In another conversation, Monique claimed that Oprah told her she didn't know the parents were going to accompany her brother on the show and that she'd look into it and call her back. She never called her back. Fast forward to Lupita Nyong'o's Oscar party, which happened to be the next time Monique was face-to-face with Oprah. When it was Monique's turn to speak, as each of them gave Lupita advice during the party, she instead turned to Oprah and let loose. In front of everyone in the room, Monique told Oprah, "Sister, you and I have to have a conversation." That's when Monique unloaded, telling Oprah that she felt betrayed by her friend and that she was angry that Oprah would have her mother on the show without her approval. Oprah apologized, telling Monique, "If you think I did something to offend you, I want to apologize." That wasn't enough for Monique, who had clearly been carrying this anger for quite some time. She didn't believe that Oprah's apology was sincere and then began blasting her for issuing an insincere apology. Anyway, another person who has been fearlessly exposing Oprah and her fellow Hollywood elites is comedian Dave Chappelle. In fact, Dave has previously called out Hollywood for its treatment of black comedians. He firmly believes that Kevin Hart, a comedic force in his own right, would have never reached the heights of success if he hadn't agreed to abandon his principles and engage in acts he swore he would never do. In a recently resurfaced interview, Chappelle, known for his biting wit and unfiltered commentary, disclosed that the industry had once tried to make him wear a dress. He asked his fellow comedian if he had experienced similar pressures while navigating the entertainment world, and if there were any boundaries he wouldn't cross. While Hart denied encountering such situations, a year later, his appearance on Saturday Night Live saw him donning a dress, contradicting his earlier statements about refusing to engage in such acts. Fans and critics alike accused him of selling out for fame. Although Hart was successful prior to the SNL skit, with a thriving career built on hard work and undeniable talent, the dress incident raised eyebrows and ignited debates about the compromises one must make to thrive in Hollywood. Anyway, Chappelle has been an outspoken critic of the dark machinations of Hollywood. He has exposed the manipulations of industry higher-ups who sought to control him, using his name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe, as per contractual obligations. The conspiracy theory that black male entertainers are coerced into wearing dresses on screen before achieving fame has long been a topic of discussion. Several successful black comedians and actors have courageously come forward to share their experiences, acknowledging that they were pressured to wear dresses even when it served no purpose in the storyline. Dave Chappelle stands at the forefront of this narrative, having boldly turned down a $50 million contract from Comedy Central back in 2005. Amidst a barrage of tabloid rumors, which accused Chappelle of crack addiction and a mental breakdown, the comedian disappeared to South Africa without informing anyone. However, upon his return, he revealed on The Oprah Winfrey Show that he hadn't walked away from the money, but rather from the oppressive conditions that accompanied the lucrative deal. Chappelle articulated that he had observed how others were treated before they reached the pinnacle of fame. Many entertainers, right at the cusp of a breakthrough, found themselves embroiled in scandal or personal turmoil. Chappelle pointed out examples such as Mariah Carey's sudden descent into supposed madness after a massive $100 million deal and Martin Lawrence's infamous gun-waving incident, which occurred during his rise to stardom. During his interview with Oprah, Chappelle alluded to the pressure he faced to create socially irresponsible sketches that aimed to make people laugh at him, not with him. It seemed like a ploy to compromise his integrity and put him in a vulnerable position. But wearing dresses was not the only issue Chappelle confronted. He connected the dots between black actors being pigeonholed into such roles and the broader industry mechanisms. His revelation about a movie set where he discovered a dress in his trailer, despite it not being part of the script, shocked him. Even when he voiced his discomfort, the writers and producers persistently pressured him, claiming that all the greats had done it. In addition to this, Chappelle seems to have made it his life's mission to attack all the agendas being pushed by these elites. You see, Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, who have taken prominent roles in shaping conversations around gender and contribute to the heightened sensitivity surrounding these topics. However, Chappelle has been trying to desensitize these topics through his comedy. For context, in The Dreamer, which debuted December 31st on the platform, Chappelle addressed the previous controversy while doubling down on his opinions about the transgender community. In one story in the special that's gone viral on social media, Chappelle recounts when he visited Jim Carrey on the set of his 1999 movie, The Man on the Moon.
He goes, Dave, he says, I'm doing a movie with Jim Carrey. Do you want to meet him? And I said, yes, I do.
At the time, Carrey employed a method approach to portraying real-life comedian Andy Kaufman by remaining in character at all times, and Chappelle was told by the crew to address Carrey as Andy when he met him.
I wanted to meet Jim Carrey, and I had to pretend this nigga was Andy Kaufman all afternoon. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
Afterward, Chappelle joked that he wasn't going to talk about trans people more than 3 or 4 times in the special because it wasn't worth the trouble. Chappelle also claimed he was actually trying to mend his relationship with the transgender community by writing a play about a black transgender woman whose pronoun is sadly N. It's a tearjerker. At the end of the play, she dies of loneliness because white liberals don't know how to speak to her. It's sad, he joked. Chappelle also made light of California prisons allowing inmates to be placed according to their gender identity, saying he planned to identify as a woman if he was ever arrested, so he could get placed in a women's prison. He also commented on how he was attacked on stage by an LGBTQ assailant in 2022 who was triggered by the comic's material. Chappelle mocked the media's reaction to the assault, saying that he could have been R by his attacker, who identified as BI. Anyway, despite the drama and controversies surrounding her, Oprah managed to elevate her public image, garnering awards and praise for her charity work. In 2013, she even received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Obama, showcasing her resilience amidst the scandals and debates. But even though she seems to have managed to sneak past the consequences of her actions, the people who know her true colors will never let her have peace for all she has allegedly done. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.